And one of the things that she was seeing in her daily work were children coming into the emergency department with upper respiratory infections. And as she started to talk to parents, generally through translators, and correct me, Jennifer, if I'm wrong, generally through translators, the parents were saying that they used this medicine called Vaxol. And if you have been watching the news for the last couple of weeks, that may ring a bell. She had never heard the word Vaxol, this cold medication, and so she began the process of researching the internet for Vaxol. And what she found was that this was a medication that contained an antibiotic called Bactrim that was being sold over the counter without the need for a physician prescription. The drug contains sulfa, and so if you have any kind of an allergy to sulfa, you clearly put the person taking this medication at risk. So what she did is she contacted the Baltimore City Department of Health and notified them of her findings. I believe she started calling Hispanic convenience stores and found 3 of them in our area that were selling this product over the counter. And the Food and Drug Administration has also contacted Jennifer, and actually they have an import ban on this particular substance. She didn't stop there, because at that point she starts an education campaign with Hispanic patients and families who live in this area, warning them of this particular over-the-counter preparation. She's worked with publications, newspapers in the area. She's been talking with patient families in the ER about this danger of this particular medication as well. Now, I don't know how much of this Jennifer knows, but after we heard this story, Dr. Wyman says, a safety star is not enough here. Are there awards in the area that she would qualify to receive? And he contacted Dr. Joshua Sharfstein at the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, who serves as secretary of that department. It took 20 minutes, 20 minutes from a government official to respond saying, this is amazing, I need to know more information about this. And for the last 2 weeks, between you and myself, we have been contacted by people in the Department of Health. There is a story I want to just share, and I hope this works and you can all hear it, because this also made the news, and here's the story.
Tonight about an unapproved children's medicine. Maryland health officials put out the alert within the last 48 hours for an over-the-counter medication called Vaxol. 11 News reporter Nadia Ramdas has more on what you need to know. Nadia?
Okay, we got our hands on the medicine in question, which was not very hard to do. Now, at this time, we don't know how many children were harmed by the medicine, but it's enough to cause concern. So now health officials say, if you have this medicine in your house, throw it out.
It is not safe. It is not safe, and it should be taken off the shelves from the retail perspective, and from a household perspective, it should be discarded.
Vaxol, which is manufactured in El Salvador and marketed as an over-the-counter pediatric cold medicine, is neither approved or regulated in the U.S. The medicine is mostly found in Latino convenience stores. Maryland health officials say it's ineffective in treating some of the conditions it claims to help.
One of the concerns that we have is that it contains a sulfa drug. That's an antibiotic that is required to be prescribed by prescription only. It is not an over-the-counter medication. So this is not a safe medication for people to take.
Health officials were alerted about Vaxol, which causes harmful side effects like severe allergies, after a physician at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center in Baltimore found several families were giving it to their children. Baltimore's health department found Vaxol for sale in 3 stores in the city and elsewhere in Maryland.
We've already had a report of a child whose mother was offering this medication for a cold, and the child had a severe and prolonged allergic reaction. So we know that it's possible, we know that it's happened.
11 News found the unapproved medicine medicine at the Mercado Cinco de Mayo grocery market in the 400 block of South Highland Avenue in Baltimore. After purchasing the medicine, we spoke to a store employee about the alert put out by state health officials regarding Vaxol. He didn't want to talk on camera, but told us they were unaware Vaxol was not to be sold in any U.S. stores and would immediately take it off their shelves.
Often this is a medication that is sold in Hispanic communities, so we're working with our outreach workers. We will have information that's available in Spanish as well as English to get the word out. And what we've heard so far is that retailers have been very cooperative. When they hear, they take the product off the shelf.
Now, state health officials are investigating to determine how this medicine ended up on U.S. store shelves. In the meantime, if you have a child that's taking this medicine and is experiencing any kind of side effects, call your physician. Reporting live from Northwest Baltimore tonight, Nadia Randis, WBAL, TV 11 News.
I told you it was an amazing story. And so, all I have to do is see. And so, it's our privilege,
So unfortunately, Dr. Sharpstein wasn't able to be here today, but my
he was invited.
But my understanding is there is a citation coming from the governor, and also the possibility of a partnership community award from the federal drug administration on his way. And this was the local story. I actually went to Virginia Beach 2 weeks ago, and Janet kept blogging me all the news stories. This made the ABC National News and the NBC National News.
Associated Press picked it up.
And is now a national health alert. And unfortunately, they get their facts wrong. Because when you say physician assistant, they get physician. But I can't tell you how proud we are of you and how we want to
Thank you. I appreciate it.
congratulate
Thank you, Jen. And the true mark that this really made it is if you now Google Vaxol, I found it, the whole story, on the website of a personal injury attorney in Fresno, California. A true sign of success. So thank you.